2 years ago, I made a short video on this topic where I recommended saving time by creating a character sheet and using it for reference and tracing. And since people are still watching that video, here's 5 more tips for how to make your animation process more quick and efficient. Number 1 is to use video reference whenever possible. Especially if you can get this footage yourself, this will save you from wasting time being unsure and messing up. You are able to cut a lot of your planning time. This works easiest when you need to animate a person doing something. For example, waving or drawing a smiley face. Just get your phone camera rolling and act out whatever you need. And be creative with how you do this. My hair isn't very long, so for this animation of my character turning around and waving, I tied a charging cord to my hair to get the swing of the ponytail right. Number 2 is pretty straightforward. Don't use a crazy high frame rate. You don't need your entire animation to be at 24 frames per second. Cutting it to around 12 will mean you only need half as many drawings, and more choppy animation can actually look quite good. That's why some CG animated movies use more choppy animation sometimes, because even though it would be easy for them to make it super smooth, it actually looks cool. I have a video on frame rate you should check out after this if you haven't already. Number 3, reuse your frames whenever possible, which can usually be done with cycles. Cover time with motion cycles, reuse expressions, hand poses, etc. Pretty simple, but extremely effective in adding length to your animations, while saving an incredible amount of time. Number 4 is to complete one step of your process at a time. What I mean by this is that you should finish sketching all of your frames before doing the line art, and finish all of the line art before adding color. This saves more time than you realize, mainly because if you're constantly switching up the task you're doing, you have to switch mindsets and tools, and the process becomes more confusing and inconsistent. When you power through one whole step at a time, you get really focused on that specific task and start to gain momentum and do it more efficiently. Of course, especially for really long animations, it can become tiring or boring to do the same thing for so long without changing it up. So if you're really tired of doing line art and want to start adding color to your earlier frames for the sake of keeping your sanity, I won't stop you. Finally, number 5 may be one of the most important. Animating requires drawing a lot of precise lines, and getting your lines just the way you want them is hard. If you spend a lot of time undoing and retrying lines, you're wasting a lot of time. There's more than one way to combat this, one being using tools to help. If your program has smoothing, crank it up. Your lines will be less wobbly this way. There's also a lot of skill involved in this. Learning to make more confident and accurate lines takes time. Keep in mind that if you go too slow, you might end up with a wobbly line. But if you go too fast, your line may look good, but completely miss what you were aiming for. So try to find a good, even pace. Hope you found some of this helpful. Here's that video on frame rate, as well as a video on learning to draw confident and accurate lines. Thanks for watching!